it'll go ahead and just kind of drift downward for us. It'll all be good. As I say, I've never actually worked with KOS, so I don't know. Good to know. I knew that there's a very active community for this, which is why it's one of the games I decided to try to stream. Like I said, I do Stellaris as well. No worries, I feel ya. I'll probably be doing that sometime in the next 10 or 15 minutes myself. So. Yeah, as I say, once we actually get up here, I do aerospace engineering for a living, so once I'm in the actual space mechanics, I can figure out the rest of it from out here. It's just the getting there part. Hello, Katie's. Welcome to the stream. We have a good time. You missed most of the explosions, but that's not the end of the universe. A couple minutes. So I'm going to take a minute and look at just how gorgeous the space is. Space. Also, we no longer need the nose cone, so I see no reason to keep it on the spacecraft. Goodbye, nose cone. Goodbye. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put these on a control group. Crud. Oh well. That's fine. We do this the old-fashioned way. It's not as cool looking as if you had them on a control group, though. I will give you that. Go. Communications very extended. Alright, so that gets down to probably, I think, like 45 seconds. We'll light up the engines and see how she goes. Because I know that that's going to be a... Okay, so it's 900 meters per second delta V, so it's probably... I don't know. What's this thing do? 20 per second? Actually, we probably want that to right around like 20 seconds then. Honestly, I don't know, so... You tell me. What's our fuel reserve look like? That's not the map mode I wanted. This is the map mode I wanted. We'll see if we can even get this thing into orbit. Okay. Here, go for main engine relight. Go ahead and adjust our heading a little bit so we don't hit our debris. Because I could see it, and that would be awkward. Bye, nose cone. Have a nice day. Throttles back, because I don't care about this being a perfectly circular orbit. That'll do quite nicely, actually. Okay. Now let's go ahead and detach from the drive system, because I don't need it for this, and I do like having a certain look to my spacecraft. Although we're going to wait till we're on the light side to do that part. Let's go ahead and do a little time warp for us. You can see what we got left. Oh, we have no probe control, because we're no longer line of sight to Kerbal Space Center. Well, that's okay, because this is now the Communications Array Alpha for our shortwave comms. This could be a problem. So we're going to follow it around for a couple orbits. Let's go back out to space mode. Okay. So that's where Kerbal Space Center is anyway. So we're going to wait until we almost lose contact, and then we're going to go ahead and figure out what I want to do with the spacecraft. So first things first, we need to detach the drive courses, then can actually like maneuver. Well, not really maneuver so much as get this thing lined up correctly. So that button did not do what I thought it was going to do. Okay, so cut that loose. This part. We need to rotate it so that the solar panels are looking at the sun. This is why we cut that drive loose, because otherwise this part would be incredibly difficult. Because like Soul Wager said, we are doing this all only with the reaction wheels inside the little tiny probe core. So that now will provide us with direct sunlight, which will hopefully make sure that the batteries stay good and charged. Yay! Communication Satellite 1 is in orbit. Much success. Tracking station. Okay, so there's one. Now we're going to need to put up a couple of these, but we also are probably going to want to wait for this one to get to right about like here, and then we'll launch another one and do a similar orbit. Because I'm going to want probably one like, well, let's just look down. So we want one like here, one like here, one like here, and then they will orbit like that, so that they always have one seeing the conventional center. Or what we could do is we could do launches that also then go on to this kind of orbit, wait for it to get here and put another one on this orbit, and then we end up with something that looks kind of like the classic like atom look. And that probably will make a good resilient communications network that will last us well into the future. However, we now have a proof of purchase flight done. So we are capable of getting into orbit. We do now have our first communication satellite in orbit. Yay, us! I don't know where to go from here. Well, it might be worth flying a scientist flight at some point. Well, step one, you need a mission. I don't think we have the gear to make lunar capable right now. We might. We very, very well might. Which would be very good if we could do a lunar flyby. That would get us tons of science to play with. Minimus is out of the question for the moment. Okay, so I'm thinking we do a drop sat and we try to hit the poles or something. So like we take off, oh hang on, it's gonna be easier to show you in the tracking station. And I need to do it in about 10 minutes because I want to cut the stream so I can get food. So Kerbal Space Center is there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off and we're going to fly vertically and we're going to try and end up here. That's the plan. That's the mission, that's the plan. We're doing it via space. We are making an IBCM that's manned. Great plan. And I'm actually going to start with the actual rocket ship 2 as the basic design for this thing, except for we don't need the extra engine stage. We can just kind of load it like this, because we're not going to be trying to get into an orbit today. We're just looking to have enough oomph to, you know, keep going. This is not a perfectly even payload, and I know there's at least one person in the chat who would probably yell at me for that, but we will be okay in this circumstance. However, because we are adding an additional bit. Nah, one drogue chute will still be fine. It'll all work out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I wish I had better control wheels. That would make my life infinitely easier. Actually, we're going to call this one the Ice Runner, because that's its mission. It has a single mission. Also, the Reliant engine is obsolete at this point. Switch up to a swivel. We're good. The flight surgeon says we're nuts. The flight controllers say we might be able to pull it off. All the old Air Force guys are like, no one likes night fighting. Alright, so we want to end up going that way. That way. Well, I get mirrored in stream, so that way? Yeah, there we go. That way. Alright, let's do this thing. It's the worst thing that can happen, right? I like you, Jebediah. You will live. How to get flung 101. Step 1. Sign up for my space program. Step 2. Sign the waiver that says if you die, we're not liable. Houston, we have a problem. Well, cut the rest of that loose. Should have seen that coming. We're gonna see how far this thing gets flung, don't get me wrong, because I am incredibly curious. What happened? Oh, when I jettisoned the solid rocket boosters, they decided they wanted to eat my main rocket engine too, so they broke it off the bottom of the spacecraft. That's what happened there. So I suddenly didn't have an engine, which is a little bit of a problem. Unfortunately, this is a Kerbal Space Program and not World of Warships. I can't just hit R and have my engine back. Yeah, I can confirm. For those of you who watch my other streams, you'll get that joke. So this is awkward. We're just going to go ahead and time warp for a little bit then. It'll all just, you know, figure itself out. Until we get down in the atmosphere a little bit more. We're just going to run it ×3. Not a big fan of this whole nosing down thing. Oop, boop, 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 boop. Do not touch control surfaces while in time warp. Jebediah is having fun. Look at him. He's having so much fun. He has no idea that everything is going horribly, horribly awry. Alright, throw out the drogue chute at this point, or enable the drogue chute at this point. As soon as the atmosphere gets thick enough, it'll deploy automatically. Might as well give him a roller coaster ride while we're at it, right? Alright, drogue chute away. Everyone's going to live today. Oh boy. Alright, I think whenever this one reaches ground, I'm going to be cutting the stream there on account of the fact that I do need to go get food. Because I have a horrible case of the hungry, and yeah. I will be back. Probably in like 20 or 30 minutes for those of you who are interested. I may be playing Stellaris at that point rather than Kerbals. If that interests you, great, awesome, amazing. If it doesn't, well then hit me with a follow, and you will be able to see whenever I get back to Kerbals, which eventually I will, I promise. For you YouTube folks, subscribing is always a good way to know when I'm going to put up more videos. It'll be often, but at the same time, you never know. So, just hanging out. Going down to the end. A little bit of a moon set. Don't have an actual altimeter yet, so we're just going to kind of twiddle our thumbs. Do. Just a wee bit, anyway. Hey, if nothing else, we're going to get a decent bit of science out of not dying. Let's go ahead and time warp a little bit, anyway. Because I do want to be able to get this over with before my video decides it wants to cut again. For the sake of some kind of consistent narrative. Oh, there we go. Hey, look, it's the ground. Roll, baby, roll. We need to be able to get out of the spacecraft. There we go. Observe the mystery goo. It's giving us science. Because we're in the Highlands. Crew report. Yay, we didn't die. The sad thing is we're actually going to get something out of this. EVA report. Spacesuit is not entirely necessary. Oh, yes, it was. Take surface sample. This is dirt and grass and some small rocks. I suspect this isn't going to be much of a groundbreaking discovery. Oh, okay, yeah. I can feel the boo from here, so we're good. Alright. As soon as the game decides it wants to stop being annoying. So we actually made about 30 science out of that. Which is ridiculous. Alright. Well, see you next time, guys. Thanks for hanging out.